everyone, and welcome to Walpole Media Corporation's new series, The Rec Room with Walpole Recreation, where we'll be speaking with our friends at the Recreation Department about upcoming and recent events, new and exciting programming to look out for, and other department updates. I'm Jessica with Walpole Media, and today I'm joined by Director of Walpole Recreation, Renee Tocci. Renee, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
So you were formally appointed to your position in June of this year.
Correct.
Right? And can you share a little bit about yourself and what led you to your position here in Walpole?
Sure. So I've been working in recreation for the past 10 years. Prior to that, I owned a preschool. I've always worked with children. I always wanted to do, work with kids. So prior to this, I was in Foxborough. I started out as a program coordinator, then was the assistant director, and I was the director there. And when the opportunity opened up for Walpole, I decided to take a chance on it.
I'm wondering if you had any previous experiences, either growing up or just associated with local recreation that made you interested in pursuing this work.
Sure. I grew up in Needham, and we used the recreation department for a lot of things growing up. I was always involved with sports. And when I went away to boarding school, I was part of like the student life department there, and we always planned events, and I found that really exciting. And then right after high school, I was part of my alumni association where I wanted to plan events and be part of all of those things, bringing people back together. And so I figured, why not do it here, in local towns. I love working with children. I love, doing all the programs, summer camps, and all those types of things. So I think it's just been in my nature all along.
That's excellent. Do you have any specific goals for Walpole Recreation as a department?
So we're fairly new, still just learning all the stuff. Again, I love events and programs. I'd like to add more middle school programs. It's something that I'm looking forward to doing this winter, and I'm hoping to do it again for the summer. I feel like that those grades like 6 through 8, there's like not a lot for them to do, so I'm hoping to build on that. Let's
talk about recreation department programming. Can you tell us about the range of activities that the rec department programming offers?
Yeah, so we do anything from like yoga. We do like a leadership program, but we also do cake decorating. We do basketball. And I think one of my favorites is we just did a charcuterie board making class. We did it with just adults, and there was a lot of great feedback. So we're going to do a parent and child or an adult and child one, and they're going to make charcuterie cups rather than like the whole board. So I think during the holiday season, that's a great event or a program. It's not even an event. But we have like a preschool play group that meets daily over at Blackburn. So that's another fun one. So there's quite a variety.
And from what I understand, the rec department offers programming for a range of ages, like from youth to senior.
Yep, absolutely. So we do, for an example, the play group is for kids about 2 years old. So starting there all the way up to, we do adult programs. We just did senior pickleball. We did an intro to pickleball with the seniors. So we have something for everybody. And like our Saturday basketball, we do Saturday soccer and Saturday t-ball. That starts at the younger ages of 2. And then we work our way up, and we have an adult men's and women's basketball as well. So there's quite a variety of ages that we hit.
And where can people look out for new programming or register for that?
Yeah, social media is definitely the best way. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook. We're posting all the time. We're not just posting like before the program starts with our advertising, but then after, you can see how much fun the kids had. For instance, like with our paint night, we'll take pictures that night and post them right after the class is over, and that's a monthly program, so you can sign up for each month. You can sign up one at a time. So yeah, definitely I would say follow us on social media. We do send out our community bulletin, but if you're not already in our system, you wouldn't be getting that email. So definitely reach out, give us your email, sign up for programs, and then you'll be on that community bulletin.
And can you tell us about some of the costs that can sometimes be associated with the program?
Sure. So it's quite a variety of range. We try and work with our vendors and keep the cost as low as possible. It's just like an 80-20 split, so it's not like we're like really, trying to make a huge profit off this. So, some of our programs will be as low as, $10, $15. And then we do have some of the bigger programs that could be, about $100, $150 type of thing. But we do try and keep our costs as low as we possibly can so that it's affordable for most.
And coming up with the winter season, can you tell us about any new programming that's...
Sure. I actually brought my flyer with me, so I'm not, missing out on anything. We're going to do a top secret science, which is cool, and that one's new. Rock climbing is new. We're doing a holiday workshop, which I'm super excited about. It's going to be a series of 3 Fridays. One is going to be making gingerbread houses, then one will be holiday ornaments, and then one will be holiday cookies. So those are just some fun holiday workshops that we're doing. So that's new. We're doing soup, stews, and sweets, which is a 1-day program for one of the half days, and it's going to be just like cooking with healthy products and healthy ingredients. I think they're going to make like a chili with all sorts of vegetables stuffed in there, so you really don't know you're having the vegetables. Again, we have the charcuterie class, chess, a go-kart racing, some mini golf. So there's lots of fun stuff coming up.
And the recreation department has a big team of people working there, supporting the programming. Can you tell us about the support you have in the office?
Sure. So we have a much larger office than I'm used to having, which is so great having the support. We have program coordinators that are doing all the programming and just getting everything out there. My assistant director helps with the programs, but also hands-on does the events, which she does a fabulous job at. And then our principal clerk is helping us with all the invoices and everything else, like all the behind the scenes type of stuff. But we all come together great as a team. Like when it comes to the events, like at Falloween, we were all there. Everybody was hands on deck and super helpful. So we work very well as a team, which I love.
And why would you encourage folks to get involved with Walpole Recreation programming?
It's so much fun. There's so many fun things. It just might help you get out of your comfort zone if you're, usually doing athletics and sports and whatever, but you want to try go-kart racing or cake decorating, cupcake decorating. Just it gets you out of your comfort zone. You can do it with your peers. You can bring a friend along. And it's just a very casual setting and just super fun.
Let's get into some recent Recreation Department events. This has been a very eventful summer for the Recreation Department, given the town's 300th anniversary celebration. Let's start with the 300th Anniversary Parade, which, as most people know, had glowing reviews. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. Unfortunately, I was unable to be there, but my staff over at the department were there. From what I've heard, the parade was absolutely amazing. Between the bands and the different groups marching in it, we manned the rec department manned the food trucks over at the Common. I guess it was one of the longest parades, and they had different cars, different bands, but I heard it was a huge success.
Moving on a little bit more recently, we had Falloween on Stone Field. Can you tell us about that?
Sure, that was such a great event. We had tons of food trucks. We had double the amount of inflatables that we normally have, and they were all themed towards Halloween, which was great. But prior to the Falloween event that started, we did Halloween on Main, where the kids were all dressed in their costumes and they did their trick-or-treating all the way uptown. So that was really exciting. And then everybody kind of met back at Stone Field. We had a carousel, which was the first time this year. I would have to say my favorite thing was the roaming dinosaurs, which I'm sure you saw. We had a petting zoo, and we were able to keep like Toddler Town out in front of Blackburn Hall, which was nice. It was just a smaller inflatable, just kind of kept it more contained for the younger ones, whereas the older kids could be in the other jumpies. There was like an axe throwing thing. There was actually a mechanical pumpkin. So it was a great event. I think everybody had fun. The weather was absolutely perfect. There was just, over thousands of people just walking through, and it was really nice.
And there's been some work going on at Blackburn Hall, which is where the rec department works out of. Can you tell us about the renovations going on there?
Sure. So on the upper level, which is our main hall, we're getting all new floors. So we're really excited about that. It's going to just really, perk up that room, spruce it up nicely. And then downstairs on the lower level, the main bathrooms are going to be refinished. We just picked out the tile for it, so it's going to look nice. I'm really excited.
And Blackburn Hall is available for community members to rent out for different activities, correct?
Correct. So you could rent the hall, like if you were just having maybe a small bridal shower or just a small get together. Or we do birthday parties. That's something that we've had offline, and I know they're super, super popular. People call all the time, and it's heartbreaking when you have to tell them that they can't have their birthday party there. But we do a package where you can rent just the main hall, or you can rent the whole building. And with that comes, you pick your theme. So if it's a sports theme, we'll give you the supplies to do the birthday party. There's also a bouncy house that is up in the main hall that you could also rent for an extra fee as well. So that's great. Like, it's just like, if you want to have a birthday party and not have the mess at your house, why not have it at Blackburn? With the new floors and the new bathrooms, it's going to be such a perk. And we do those on Saturdays and Sundays. We have 2 sessions. It's 1 to 3 or 4 to 6 on both Saturday or Sunday. So there's 4 slots every weekend that you could book it. But yeah, so people will rent out the Blackburn Hall. I know there's like a group that will use it on a monthly basis for just their team meeting. They do it at 7:30 in the morning, so it's open for that. We do use it for programming, so as long as the times work, for the rental, we'll be sure to rent it out.
And there are other opportunities for community members to rent out spaces like field complexes. Can you tell us about that process?
Sure, absolutely. Well, we have that amazing field complex, that the LaRusso. When I came on here, I was like, wow, I couldn't believe. I mean, it's amazing. It's a great complex. So yeah, so right on our website, there's a whole section that you can go to, and you can rent, 1 field, 2 fields. You can do it on a one-time basis or, reoccurring type of thing. Obviously, the Walpole youth sports come first, but then after that, any open availability, you can use it. And we've been completely booked. Winter is obviously going to be a slow month for us, but the fall was crazy. I mean, every minute that kids are out of school, those fields were consumed. And this year we opened the concession stand. We had it open Saturdays and Sundays. It just closed for the season, and it'll open back up in the spring. We're hoping to get hot food in there too, which will be great. So for the fall, it was just like snacks and candies, Gatorades, waters, like those types of things. But yeah, we're hoping to do pizzas and possibly burgers and stuff for the spring.
Well, Renee, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
This has been an excellent first installment.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to having future conversations.
Absolutely.
With more timely updates. We hope that you all enjoyed this first installment of The Rec Room with Walpole Recreation. If you're watching this on YouTube, please be sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you next time.